Republicans seizing on Democrat leader Nancy Pelosi's remarks, downplaying worker bonuses that resulted from the new GOP tax law. Indiana Congressman Todd Rokita introduces what he calls the Crumbs Act, an acronym now for creating relief and useful middle-class benefits and savings. I bet that's not what she meant. No. It would make bonuses of up to $2,500 tax-free. A jab at Nancy Pelosi referring to such bonuses as crumbs.
They're giving, I say crumbs, they mock me in ads for saying it, compared to the banquet they give at the high end.
Crumbs that they are giving to workers to kind of put the schmooze on is so pathetic.
You know, as a former vet, and I was born brat, military brat, we know that acronyms can go far.
That's true. There's a lot of them.
In the military, we know that they can go far.
Washington figured that out a while ago, too. Some of these acronyms are ridiculous, and you want to make them go away, but this one is brilliant. It's perfect. I mean, Nancy Pelosi for Republicans should never go anywhere. She's perfectly out of touch, just like Democratic policies are. And a bill like this just reminds people. I've talked to people across the country, folks from Minnesota and elsewhere. Yeah. Crumbs is $1,000 is not crumbs. And what they're getting in their taxes right now, too, you add that to these crumbs. Walmart employees, people working in retail. This is real money. And Democrats running for office are going to be reminded of this.
I remember the weekend that Hillary Clinton first used the word deplorables. And I was at a very liberal party out in California.
You told me about that when it happened.
There was like, that may have just lost her the election. They knew the second she said it that was going to be something. And she said it again and again. And you could tell that it was a choice, that it was deliberate, that she thought that would work. The crumbs thing is the same thing. We've heard Nancy Pelosi say it again and again. Yep. She thinks that that's clever, and it couldn't backfire any worse.
So, Trish, I'm reading in some areas that the bonuses are as much as $4,000. And you would have to be at Nancy Pelosi's financial level, I guess, to see that as a crumb.
Well, $1,000 to Nancy Pelosi is a crumb, right? I mean, she's in a whole other stratosphere than most Americans. What is median income these days? $49,000 for a family of four. $1,000 is a lot of money, especially when you're talking about a majority of Americans who don't even have the ability, if their car breaks down, to get it fixed and get back to work. $1,000 is something that people need, and you can't just dismiss. They're trying to do so, but in doing that, they're increasingly following that Hillary Clinton path of seeming out of touch and not understanding their base. I mean, the workers, union workers that always used to be those blue-collar Democrats that they need.
So, Jessica, what is the message going to be from Democrats this year for the midterm elections? And, oh, by the way, it's not just Nancy Pelosi. You've got Hillary Clinton, who also is out of touch economically with messaging, who wants to get out on the trail and potentially help some people.
Well, I've always maintained this. I think that Hillary Clinton can be extremely useful in the right setting. I actually think with leadership being so unpopular on both sides, you can't send Mitch McConnell everywhere. You can't send Chuck Schumer everywhere. Nancy Hillary,
Pelosi?
all of it.
You'd send Hillary Clinton
What
out?
a menu.
Oh, I absolutely would. Why wouldn't you send Hillary Clinton out in New York?
I'd send Joe
California
Biden before Hillary
Chicago?
Clinton.
Okay,
You could
but
send
you're
them
still
all, which is
sending
the
her
bonus.
there. You're not talking like the areas like the Rust Belt or...
Oh, no. I mean, that would be... Joe Biden can go there. Well, it doesn't make sense.
She's going to go to L.A. She'll go to Melissa's friend's party.
But
She doesn't want to see those people, apparently.
There is no politician today that has a universal appeal on either side. I would implore you to tell me what Republican can do it all and can be in Los Angeles.
Donald Trump is about the closest one. You go to grassroots events across the country with conservatives and Republicans.
Really, how's he going to do at Melissa's party?
No, but
Donald Trump
I'm talking about within parties.
They weren't inviting him to that party. He wasn't going to that party. No.
But he gets along with Wall Street and the CEO community, and he gets along with workers in the middle of the country. It straddles a pretty big sphere there.
Crumbs Act isn't great. I think Ted Lieu put up the Swamp Act. This is catchier. I'm sure it'll show up in a lot of ads. She shouldn't have said crumbs.
Crumbs is now an acronym. The president said, please don't change Nancy Pelosi. She's our secret weapon for what he calls Republicans running this year. Some of the mainstream media appearing to have no problem insulting millions of Americans as a panel on the ABC show The View mocked Vice President Pence's devout Christian faith using some pretty harsh language. We'll get reaction from around our couch.